Hi guys, I've been thinking of doing this bike review on this 2021 Honda CB500X now for the best part of 2 weeks. So I think today we'll take her out, give her a bit of a run, see how it performs, and check her out. Just adjust the camera. Should be okay. Okay, let's get going. First run out on this 2021 CB500X. Nice day too, nice sunny day. Okay, I'm in Australia, in case you're wondering. These 2021s come in at around 10,000 Australian dollars. They're really a nice bike, so if you're interested in buying one. I've had a couple of them before, so I've always had a good run on the particular bikes. I'd say straight off the bat, the first thing I like about these bikes is that they're a nice easy bike to ride. And the other thing I like about them is they've got a really smart looking digital instrumentation, and you always know how fast you're going with it. And that gear selector, I think that's one of the points that all these new bikes should have. The gear selector on them, so you know what gear you're in. Between that and that easy to read speedo. Another thing with this 500X, they got a slipper clutch. Now, not all bikes have got slipper clutches, but on the CB500X they got a really good slipper clutch, and I think it's one of the best slipper clutches in the business. So you can come down through the gears nice. Bike's only got a few kilometres on the clock, so I'll go easy on the bike today. Instrumentation on this bike is nice, easy to read. Lately I've been riding my CT125. It's only an 8 horsepower bike, so once you step onto this bike, it seems to have a bag's more power. So it's a mid 40s horsepower bike, so it's up around the same horsepower as pretty well close to a 650 Interceptor. We might work our way out along the road, and we'll go for a run out along the road, see how it performs out there. Got nice wide handlebars, nice wide stance there. Big petrol tank, so you can do at least 400 kilometres to a tank of gas. It's also learner legal under the 50 horsepower or 35 kilowatt mark, so a learner can come straight out and buy this bike. It's not held down by huge of electronics. The only stuff it's running is ABS front and rear, dual channel. So like I said, the instrument's just nice, clear, easy to read under all conditions. Looking back into the mirrors, nice clear view. That's one good thing about some bikes. Some are easy to see into the mirrors, some have got that bad vibration you can't see anything. Just pull up here. So once again you can see me gear indicator moving around. Pickup's nice. This new release in Australia is the white version with the red insert to the frame for the rear trellis. Extremely windy out here today. I thought the windscreen would be doing a little bit better job, but it's actually hitting me about eye level, so I may have to lift that up to a higher notch if it helps that way. Cruising along now in 6th gear at 80 kilometres an hour. Slight bit of vibration in the bars and the right peg. You can actually feel the bumps as you go over a bit, so it's a fairly soft riding suspension, but you can feel the bumps a bit. In case you're wondering about seat height, well, seat height is 32.7, so I'm 5'9", roughly 85 kilos. Have really no trouble getting on and off the bike, and I can almost sit flat-footed on it, so no drama there. Bike's really loping along at 80 kilometres an hour, just a tad under 4,000 revs. Really nice torque as you pull out of these corners in 4th gear. Don't think I've ever had a Honda CB500X where you've hit any neutrals or false neutrals. All the gear changes are always precise. Just a good all-round go-anywhere bike. Let's up the pace and put it on 100. Bike runs so easy at 100 kilometres an hour, just effortless. Then back in the 4th, bit of power on it, takes off, in the 5th, back in the 6th, ready to party. So we've got a bit of crosswind out there today, which is firing along, but the bike's still handling it quite well. What I really like about this one, there's no surgeon in the throttle, so when you're going aloft, no surgeon, you can just back off, change gears, everything's nice. Okay, so I've had my first ride on the bike. What do I like about it? Well, it's a nice, easy to handle bike, so that's one good thing. I think my favourite thing about the bike is, without a doubt, it's I really like the slipper clutch on it. It's really got a nice slipper clutch so you can come bang down through those gears, and especially from a learner's point of view, they'd have no worries about a rear wheel lock-up. They'd have no worries about a rear wheel lock-up on the bike, and just safety point alone could save them all sorts of problems. So that's one of the main features I like. Number two would be the digital readout of the dash. So the digital readout, you can look at it any time, see that big speedo in digital readout, whatever speed you're travelling at, plus the most important thing, what gear you're in. So you can look over any time, see what gear you're in. Whether you're in third, fourth, fifth, you can go back down, you can go down, up, whatever like that. Plus another thing, when you're in neutral, you see the big neutral indicator to let you know you're in neutral, and you over on the right hand side you also do the green neutral light. So you're covered in both areas there like that. I also like that I've never experienced any surging of the motor while you're riding along, and some of these new bikes that are Euro compliance, they surge a lot in the throttle, and it's a bit annoying when they're jerking and they're carrying along. I also like how torquey the motor is, that you can go along at low speed in top gear without it being chugging along, and that's not good for any motor. So, and it appears to be pretty good on fuel too. So, you know, it's got a lot of pluses for it. It also seemed fairly stable in the wind when I was riding along. It wasn't being blown around and sort of catching off guard, where I've had some bikes out, the wind gets under and catches them, and it's sort of a bit of a handicap. It sort of throws you and scares you a bit at times when the wind gets under it. So it's got a lot of pluses there. Once the brakes bedded in, it was good in that line too. So once the brakes got into that area, it had good bite on the brakes. So the ABS works fine. So I think overall it's a really good package, and I think anyone that buys one of these bikes is going to be really happy with the overall outcome, and I think they'll get a really high kilometre run out of them, and the dealer told me they'd be good for 100,000 k's. So if you take that all into account, I think I've covered everything I can on the first run, and I think if anyone headed down to their Honda shop and was after a bike like this, plus you get LED headlights, tail lights, indicators. The only real drawback I found on the bike, and I'm looking into it later date, is, you know, like it was a bit of a pain having that windscreen hitting you in, the wind hitting you in the eyes at eye level today because it was such a windy day. So I think, you know, an aftermarket wind deflector would be alright. You can pick one of those up for about 30 bucks on eBay, $35, that would solve that problem. And I really think there's not much more you could really say about the bike on the negative side apart from that. It's done everything it was supposed to for a bike that costs that amount of money, and it does everything well, and it doesn't do anything outstanding, but it does everything. It's a good all-round package, so I can't really complain about the 80 kilometre run I did on the bike. So, and look at it, it's idling away nicely, starts well, never had any problems out there. So overall, I hope you enjoyed this bit of a review I did on the bike. And another thing too, considering I was running on new tyres and I pushed it a little bit up through those corners, it ran well through the corners, and never give me any reason to doubt that it's not a bad little handling bike either. So, you know, not much I can really throw negative against the bike apart from the fact it's a good all-round package, and I think anyone that buys one of these would be pretty happy. So once again, thanks for tuning in, taking a look. This is a test that's taken me 2 weeks to do, and I finally got around to doing it. So hope you enjoyed it. Have a Merry Christmas, and I hope all the subscribers get what they want for Christmas, and ride safely, which is more important than the Christmas present. And I'll catch up with you in 2021. And if you're interested in subscribing to the channel, please do, and I'll look forward to seeing you all on the channel at a later date. So catch us later.